Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Welcome in. As we wait for others to join, please feel free to use the chat to introduce yourself, your name, and your business. Hello, everyone. Again, thanks for joining us today for Cobb County's Disparity Study Public Communication Session. If you have just joined in, please feel free to use the chat to introduce yourself, your name, and your business. We will start with a very short presentation, but before we do that, we'll have some introductions. My name is Trinity Williams. I am the project manager for this project. And then I'm with Griffin& Strome, PC, and we are a policy and law consulting firm. We've been contracted by the county to perform this disparity study. And then I'll pass it to Roger. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Roger Ball, and I'm the Chief Procurement Officer for Cobb County. I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy schedules to participate in this session, which is very important for us. It helps us gather critical information as we work to analyze the effectiveness of the county supplier diversity program. So in the end, we can recommend some modifications and adjustments if needed in compliance with the law. So your feedback, your perspectives, your insights are very important and highly encouraged here today.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll start with a very short presentation. Okay. Okay, so a little bit about us. We specialize in procurement research. We do training and supplier diversity consulting. We also do contract compliance and program development. We are the most qualified team in this industry, and no study that we have conducted has ever been challenged or overturned by the court, which is extremely important to note because the court they created these disparity studies. So the objective of the study, Roger hit a point of the purpose of why we're doing this study, but also we will be determining whether there are disparities, if they do exist, and building recommendations based on the findings of the disparity study. So we'll be breaking down the quantitative and qualitative analysis of the study by race, ethnic, and gender groups, also broken down by industry categories, which include construction, A&E services, professional services, other services, and goods. And like I said, we'll be doing quantitative and qualitative, which we'll get into a little bit later what those elements look like. And our recommendations, if accepted, will be implemented as policy. All right, so here's our study process. So we start the study with the legal analysis, where we're looking at the relevant case law. We also do a deep dive into the county's purchasing policies and procedures. And within that, we also interview county staff as well to get a better understanding of the policies. We collect and clean the data. We do a relevant market analysis where we're essentially looking at where the county has spent at least 75% of its dollars. We do a utilization analysis and availability analysis, and comparing both utilization and availability. We'll be running a disparity analysis to see if disparities exist. And then we run a regression analysis to see if they do exist, what may be some other controlling factors. We do an anecdotal evidence collection and analysis, which is what you all are here to contribute to today. And we also have some other elements to this where you all can continue to be involved that I'll touch on later. And then we have a final report with recommendations. All right, so how can you get involved? Right now, we have a survey up. So here is the link. I will also drop it into the chat for you all. Um, Please participate in an anecdotal interview and a focus group session. Both of these are randomly selected. So if you do hear from our study team, please reach back out to us and participate in these things. Be vocal. We want to hear your experiences, whether positive or room for growth. We want to hear everything, all of your perspectives. We want to hear um, if you've done business, we want to hear your experiences. If you haven't done business with the county, we want to hear why not. Attend public communication sessions. We have this one today, but we also have another one on the 18th at 6 p.m. conducted in Spanish. And keep up with study updates. Here is our website. I'll drop it into the chat as well. And then if you don't feel comfortable speaking with us today or participating in any of these events, you can send comments to the study email. All comments within the final report will be confidential. We won't use your name, your business, any of that information. All right, so here's our social media, our study email, and our study website. Again, I'll drop those into the chat as well as the survey link. Um, and then we'll move forward with our public hearing portion of the meeting. So the purpose of this hearing is to hear your testimony about your experiences. We want to hear whether you've done business with the county. Um, and if not, again, we want to hear why not. Everything said during this hearing will be available for public record. We will be posting the recording onto the study website, but we will not publish names, business names, or anything else in the final report. We are not soliciting questions, only commentary. We want everyone to have an opportunity to speak, hear from as many people as possible. We won't be responding to questions, but if you have any questions, you can feel free to drop them in the chat or email at the study email. And then when providing comments, please begin by stating your name and your business name for the record. All right. Would anyone like to start with their testimony? Again, we want to hear about your experiences doing or attempting to do business with the county. And if you haven't done business with the county, why not? Oh, I see a hand raised.
Hi, I'll just go. My name is Anike Lemchipi. I have not yet done business with the county. I do sit on the Cobb and Douglas Behavioral Health Work Group, so I'm part of Cobb County, but I don't know of the connections with how to find out about doing business specifically with the county itself. So I think it's like an awareness thing.
And what is the name of your business and what type of services you provide?
The name of the business is La Papo, and we are focused on families that have children with special needs. So we are focused on providing respite and home care to families.
So if I'm hearing your comment is that you need more services to help you to understand how to do business with Cobb County. Am I assessing your comment correctly?
Yeah, I think there's a mix of how to and also where to look. Because I know like kind of generally, I know the SBA and I know that SAM.gov and I know Georgia Tech has an accelerator as well called Apex, which kind of guides that process. But specifically in terms of the counties, there's very little information in how to navigate that.
That's good. Thank you for your comment.
Rita, I saw your hand go up.
Yes, I have a question. I am registered in sam.gov and also Georgia DOAS, but I see sometimes bids from different county, but I never see Cobb County or Clayton County. But since you are Cobb County, I'm interested if you offer bid opportunity, I don't see it in Georgia Department of DOAS.
Okay, so again, this is a hearing for us to hear your commentary, so we are not taking questions. However, in hearing what your commentary was, it sounds as if your comment is that, and tell me, Rita, what's the area of work that you do?
I am in medical, dental, safety equipment, PPE product, all through the industry. I cover the healthcare industry, construction industry, EMS, wide range of products and services.
Okay, so what I'm hearing your comment is that you're not seeing solicitations in your area coming out of Cobb County. Is that what your comment is?
That's correct, yes, because the Georgia Department of, the DOAS, they have a whole list of all different bid opportunities.
Yeah. Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Liddy Brown, I see your hand up.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for doing this. My name is Liddy Brown. I'm the president and co-owner of Speed Pro Marietta. We are a large format graphics printing company, and we have done business in the county. We have worked with parks, transportation, the school district, fleet management. I'm just kind of looking at my list. Communications,
Hi, this is
tax
Barbara
office.
Russell.
So there have been several.
It's going good. I don't think we've ever spoken. You're the new Southeast guy, is that right?
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
That's okay. So we have, for the last few years, we've been able to do a little bit more each and every year. A lot of it, they're not all big jobs, so they're not bid. They're all under the max bid number. We have actually had a couple of bids that we work with Cobb Transportation, and we've done that job repeatedly several times. So we're kind of the vendor for doing that job. So I will tell you what makes I live in our business is in Cobb County. Roger will know I'm very active in getting in front of as many people as I can, going to the how to do business, working. And so I know a lot of the jobs that I've been able to get is because I've actually been there in person, shaking hands, kissing babies, and doing what you need to do to make relationships. So it has been. What I do think the opportunity, though, is for the larger bid opportunities that usually end up going to other businesses because of size. So our business doesn't allow you to pull out. In some cases, they would have to pull out parts of that bid. So we'd be a subcontractor in a lot of cases just because of the volume. But for working with, the one thing I learned through working with purchasing, a lot of it is getting in there, finding out what department, and then going back to purchasing and saying, I want to make sure you all know I'm trying to work with this department. And then I have found Cobb County is very much a relationship-based county. And once people know you and get your name gets spread around to other people. Because I get a lot of referrals from, I was told to call because so-and-so told me to call you.
So I just want to clarify your experience. So are you saying your experience has been not so much in bidding, but your experience has been in the ones where there is discretionary, where you're giving quotes or there's discretionary spend, and that's how you've been able to get the contracts? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, mainly that's probably how, because most of them are individual jobs under 5,000, under 10,000, but mainly under 5,000. So they'll go out and get bids, and depending on what the cost is, they're just going to call me. Once I start working with a department, then they call me on the next job, unless my pricing is way out of line. I usually get that. So I also am registered in the system. So my company name shows up in their database. So that also makes it easy for people who may not be registered within Cobb County. But you do not see, I agree with, I think Rita said this, there's not a lot of large bid opportunities that come out of the county that I've seen.
Okay, and the area that kind of work you do is?
Graphic printing. So signs, banners, posters, but a lot of it is printing. So we've been able to partner with a lot of the jobs that we work with. We have partners that work with us that we're able to then get that business. But most of it could be anywhere from a banner through communications to a vehicle wrap at Keep Cobb Beautiful, where we put the wraps on the vehicles.
And when you say that you're in their database, what database are you talking about registering?
I have a vendor ID number within Cobb County. Isn't that right, Roger? I know I have that, so I have a vendor ID.
Right. I'm going to keep Roger from commenting.
Oh, I'm sorry, Roger.
But you are correct. But you are correct.
Okay. I didn't mean to put him on the spot. Okay. So.
I also have a follow-up question, Liddy. You said that you have attended workshops within the county. What types of workshops?
We've run, and I'll say we because I'm in the county, but there've been several, how to do business with the county. We've had several opportunities. There've been where Chairwoman Cupid has led a study, or not a study, a town hall opportunity for vendors to participate in. I've attended those. Anytime they have something, I go. I'll just put it like that. And then I'm very active in the chamber here in Cobb County. So that also allows me to kind of make sure not only my name's out there, and members of the county are also active within the chamber. So they're going to be at certain events. I was able to get, I'll use an example. I was able to get a job from Cobb County Schools because they had a panel at the chamber, and the facilities directors were at that, they were on the panel. And so I was able to meet with and actually receive a job from them right after that event.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Vanessa, I see your hand raised.
Yes, hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vanessa Whitehead. I'm the owner of Global Organization and Planning Services. We are a full service event planning and management company. We also provide other professional services like grant writing, proposal writing, and some business coaching. And we have not done business yet with the county. We are a vendor register company with the county. And I just wanted to comment that I would like to learn more about streamlined avenues to how to do business, how to get opportunities, because we've gone to the county's event networking functions, how to do business with the county. We've also have been introduced to certain people at the county and sat down and made contact with different ones, but we have not been successful yet. And also we are registered with the city of Atlanta as well. And they periodically, very frequently, post opportunities that come to my email. And I was wondering if that's something that the county is doing or is considering doing, because I don't get any solicitations. So I guess my comments are to find out more about how to get opportunities after you've done the different protocols. And also, is there consideration of posting opportunities based on maybe your nice codes for businesses that are registered with the county, so people can know what opportunities are out there, or if there's any other ways to find out what opportunities are out there and to do business.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Vanessa.
Sure.
Kim Bryant, I see your hand raised.
Hi, I'm Kim Bryant. I have done work with Cobb County. The company I work with, I'm co-owner of a special inspections company, non-destructive inspections, and also project management. Infinite Inspections is the company. And we've done, I have also come to a lot of the outreach opportunities that Cobb County has had. And also BidNet is one of the, I guess we work on the construction side more and with code compliance. So we go through BidNet and their where they show the opportunities on that side. And we did bid on a annual contract for doing special inspections through the fire department, and was it the fire department and one other department, and we were not awarded. We contacted them and asked them. We were given a small project as a subcontractor under a general contractor, and we kind of tried to keep in contact with the department, but they said that we had to go through the general contractor at that point. And we never heard anything back from the contractor after that. So it was kind of a, we bid it through the county, but then we were teamed up with the general contractor who was awarded the project, but we never got anything out of it. So,
So are you saying, were you teamed as part of a bid and then never heard back after the bid, and were they, so I'm trying to understand a little more about what happened.
yeah, so we bid it on, I found it through BidNet, which is like a job board for like construction stuff for the state and county. And we bid on the project for the special inspections. We read through it and we submitted a bid for it. I even came to the opening, and at that time they told us, okay, it was going to be awarded to a general contractor, and that they would forward our bid that we had offered to the general contractor, which they did. They introduced us to the general contractor and then said from that point if they were going to use this or not, but there wasn't anything, like, in other words, it wasn't required of the general contractor to use us, even though the county, when we went to the bid open, they said they needed that service. But in other words, we could have been, I guess the owner's rep type thing for the inspections, because we're kind of like a third party inspection company. But they put us with the general contractor, and the general contractor never really, they contacted us once, I guess, because they were told to, but other than that, we didn't really get anything out of it.
Okay. Did you originally bid this as a prime, or did you originally bid it as a sub?
So the way that we do the bids, we wouldn't do it as a prime. I looked through the proposal, and we knew that there were inspections that had to be done. And so we proposed to do that part of the contract. But we didn't do, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't really respond to the bid as a
Yes,
prime.
directly to the bid. We
As a
responded. We responded directly to the proposal, to the bid.
All right, so is there some part of the, and I'll make this comment to everybody as you tell us, we are very interested in the individual situations, but also if you can tell us, in your experience, what worked well in that environment and what were your areas of concern? So again, we're looking to where we can, do process improvement in lack of a better word for Cobb County. So where you can say this worked well and this didn't work well, that's helpful to us in whatever your individual experience has been.
And so for me, my experience, I guess for us, it was, though we went through the process, there was no, if they had come back to us and said, hey, you should have done it this way, or you should have contacted, but there was no conversation about that. It was like we were told, we submitted it, they opened it, they said, okay, this is a good thing. Then they said, we're going to give it to the awarded general contractor, but then there was no conversation after that. And we were kind of lost. And like I said, I felt like we got kicked out and kind of, left out. Because the general contractor, like I said, it wasn't like he was being forced to deal with us.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Let's see, Newhouse.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lexi Newhouse. I currently do not own a business nor have received any bidding opportunities through Cobb as a result. I am a resident of Cobb, and I am an ambassador for a national coalition called Right to Start, and we focus on advocating for entrepreneurs through policies and grassroots and making sure that the voices of entrepreneurs are heard. So greatly appreciate this forum today. One of our policies recommendations that we have for local governments and state governments for that matter is considering a 5% to start policy. So this is where we focus on dedicating 5% or perhaps some other percentage of bidding opportunities to entrepreneurs and businesses that are 5 years or younger. Our research supports that the younger firms tend to be more diverse, which can be extremely helpful when there is systemic challenges for minority entrepreneurs to access these great bidding opportunities. So focusing on the age of the business has been an effective method that we found to ensure that minority entrepreneurs are getting access to contracting. And so we have a field guide, we have lots of supporting data, and thankfully through the Cobb website, it is fairly transparent to see who has been awarded these bids. And based on my research and analysis, they do tend to trend to older businesses versus younger ones that, again, tend to be more diverse and innovative. So I'm happy to share the materials on these policy recommendations for a percentage going to young businesses to help really to help advance access for minority entrepreneurs. So thank you.
So the 5% recommendation, so I was trying to understand what the 5% was. So you're saying 5% of all of their contracts, you would like to see them go to
businesses 5 years or younger.
Younger businesses, not necessarily the owners are younger, but that the business, their new businesses.
Correct. Yes, the age of the business.
Okay, and can you give us, obviously this isn't the forum for all of that, but can you give us the 2-minute version of what the basis for that would be?
In terms of the policy recommendation,
In terms of if, what would be the factual basis for why would they do, why would that be something that the county should do? Why?
well, especially in recent years with challenges of being able to allocate, based on sex or ethnicity, gender, et cetera, right? There's been a lot of complications with being able to award contracts in that manner. And so this kind of bypasses that. It's, very straightforward. It's based on the age of the business, right? And not saying that there can't be other allocations, if the county can allow it, right? But a lot of it is based on the regulatory environment that we're in, based on the demographic. But again, being able to allocate a specific percentage or number of the overall bids to these younger businesses. Again, it trends to be more diverse anyways and more innovative versus continuing to use the same contractors or vendors that have been in the system and tend to be less diverse, that have been engaged for 40 or 50 plus years.
So it sounds like what you're saying is less new businesses than it is new businesses to Cobb County. In other words, businesses who haven't done business with Cobb County before. So is that necessarily businesses that are 1 to 5 years, or could that be an older business who just hasn't had a contract before? So it sounded like your that most of your rationalization was that the county is using the same firms over and over again, and that this would be a way to use new firms that have not had contracts with them before. Is that because I was trying to get at what was the rationale for that recommendation, and it sounded as if the big rationale was that they're using the same firms over and over again.
Yes, and typically, yeah, year over year, that tends to be consistent.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I see Vanessa and Rita's hands are up, but since you have already spoken, I want to give an opportunity for others to speak before we come back to you. So would anyone else like to provide their experiences doing business or attempting to do business with the county? And if you haven't done business, we would like to hear from you as well. All right. So I will begin calling names. If you would like to speak, Kimberly Hayes. Would you like to speak?
Yeah, Miss
This is it.
if you would like to just,
Hello.
if we would just like to introduce yourself, even if you don't have anything else that you want to say, if Trinity calls on you, we're not really forcing you to have to make testimony, but it would be great if you even
Well,
just introduced yourself.
if I could have
Well, thank
Kimberly,
you.
I
My
did
name
raise
is
my hand.
Um, we'll go to Kimberly and then we'll come back to you, Antoine.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I slept in a little late, so I didn't know what was the format, but my name is Kimberly Haas. I have a business which is called I Love Care with a K, which is a concierge service for active aging adults. I do have my SBA, and I am looking to do contractual businesses with at the state, local level. So I was here just more of an information base, just trying to gather information and how my company would be able to service the county, which as we see that the county of Cobb County is getting at 14% senior space. And so just kind of seeing where we could fit in. So thank you for this opportunity. And my name again is Kimberly Haas, and I can put in the chat box some of my information, my social media.
All right. Thank you, Kimberly. And Antoine?
Sure. Hello, everyone, and thank you for having this event. name's Antoine Johnson, CEO Johnson Todd Group, LLC, located here in Cobb County. Uh, and what I want to comment on is perhaps that I live in Cobb County, but having a barrier to entry is having to register for every county where uh, when, as we heard earlier, DOAS is a place where bids are coming out, for the state. But every having to register for every county and then go on to a bid services like BidNet, which is separate, right, creates a barrier entry for a small business, right, and then having to pay for BidNet on a monthly, annual pay for BidNet also becomes a barrier entry for a small business owner, especially if it's a one-person shop trying to get started. And
And did
that's
you
been
say
my
you've done business with
I,
the
I, ha-
county?
I have not done business with the county because of that barrier. And I won't say only because of that barrier of entry, but that does create a barrier of entry where now I got to choose which county I want to sign up for and where I may have signed up for in another state for and put a bid in at another state. And I'm getting from that one state, I get bids all the time, but I don't get bids from the county I live in.
All right, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Anyone else would like to share? Sandra Southern, would you like to share or introduce yourself?
My name is Kay Jackson.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Um, my name is Kay Jackson. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm with Jack
Okay.
Turner Enterprise. Okay, here I am. There I am. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I haven't done any business with Cobb yet. But after this, I will make sure that we are signed up. I'm with Jack Turner Enterprise Logistics. We are a logistics company out of Fayetteville, Georgia. And we've actually been in transportation since '97. All of our operators are ex-truck drivers. And we would love to do contract business as far as like anything in transportation, trucking. We don't do people. We do freight. We do flatbed, hot shots. Um, um, we move everything. We move oversized loads. We move tankers. And our motto is, let us help you go global.
All right. And you said you haven't done business with the county, but you're in the process.
Yes, yes. I did, I think I did apply, but we're gonna have to apply again because we made some changes to our company. We have a broker side, we have warehouse storage now, and we also offer, we have our own trucks within our circle. So we did a little changing as far as like with the name of the company and everything. So now I'm going to go back in and I will re-register our company with Cobb County.
And how would you say the process has been so far?
To me, it was a little confusing. I wasn't sure exactly like what the bid was asking for. It's kind of like you kind of feeling your way. So I'm still learning how to respond to bids.
All right, thank you for sharing. And it looks like someone put in a comment if you could provide your information in the chat as well.
I sh I sure will. Yes, ma'am, I will.
All
And
right,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, would anyone like to go next? Introduce yourself, provide your experiences.
Hello, my name is Pat Robinson. I'm with Total Partners Group, LLC. We are a consultant, LLC, and I'm just here like Kimberly was just to get information. I am actually still active duty military and I'm getting ready to retire. So I already established the business and just, getting information. So that's all. I just wanted you all to know.
Well,
Look
thank you
forward
so
to
much for being
working with
here.
everybody. Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Josephine?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm small business owner here in Atlanta. I'm into educational consulting with Edu HubSpot. That is an international mentoring for people who are wanting to pass professional credential exams. But full disclosure, I'm also a staff doing a staff assistant for Chairwoman Lisa Cupid under her office. But my presence here today is as a small business owner, and I'm just wanting to learn from the process. And that is good to know. I have not done any business with Cobb County in a business side because we are pretty much an individual access and not by corporations. And I do not know if Cobb County does sponsors professional certification exams for their employees, for especially for professional development. That I do not know, and because the company is not based really in Georgia, I am I am part of the company, but it is good to hear from the experiences of the different business owners and how they are represented in the different processes, and that is, I think, great initiative. So I'm thankful to just like learn this process.
And what is the name of your business?
It's ACT International Consulting LLC, and Edu HubSpot is where I do partnership, business to business partnership. But my company, I don't, for my own company, I don't do the how to pass the exam. I do that with Edu HubSpot. My own company, I usually do trainings, especially on practical side on project management, portfolio management, program management. Most of my clients are mostly in the Philippines because I'm in the Philippines, and they engage me for virtual training. I am also engaged for different companies for conflict management, change management, those kinds of educational consulting and training. And that is on my ACT International Consulting. That is not how to pass the exam, but how to apply the concepts in real life. How to pass the exam, I have to wear my my B2B partnership with Edu HubSpot, as you can see. And with the chairwoman, that is a part-time job with Cobb County, and I'm her assistant on special projects. And I do some projects with her on a limited period of time. And this presence is more on having both the perspective of a business owner and at the same time supporting her interest in supporting staff initiatives for this study, disparity study, and improving the diversity of businesses, especially engaged in Cobb County. So, thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Would anyone like to go next? Barry Love, would you like to introduce yourself or provide your experiences?
Oh, yes, certainly. Good afternoon. Barry Love, the current operation that I'm managing these days is a company called Real Time Feedback. Previously, I was engaged with the county under another entity. And the comment that I would offer would simply relate to the RFQ, RFX process. Whereabouts I have found in the past it to be a bit convoluted. Um, Actually speaking with true decision makers and identifying whether the postings for opportunities is actually updated and truly open to a fair bidding process. And I'd like to believe it is, and that it always has been. Yet I have found in the past when speaking with individuals looking at opportunities that were posted, either they were closed opportunities or opportunities where there was very little discussion to be had about how to really turn a presentation or a proposal into something that a continuing discussion could be had, right? So understanding there's a formal process. Yes, I recognize that you have to go through the submission process to then make it to the next step. But I was just a little disappointed in one time of past where submitting a proposal, there was a little pushback, questioning qualifications. I personally at the time was running a value added reseller operation. So my actual business itself didn't, under the textbook, fit the necessary requirements as far as size and scale, but the infrastructure operator that I was partnered with was more than large enough. It was just a case where we weren't able to really get into a full discussion where I could have presented my credentials. So it just was a little problematic, a little disappointing, shall I say. I won't call it problematic, a little disappointing that I felt as though the postings, again, weren't accurate. They weren't open to fair and competitive bidding. It was more so just a system of putting it out there because it was supposed to be there, but as though, and I did go back and look and saw who the contractor, I believe who the contract was awarded to, and was very disappointed because I know they were or still are a subpar operator, but they've done other work with the county. So just a little disappointing. I have been successful in working with the Cobb schools, which I recognize is a different entity than Cobb County. So there you have it.
All right, thank you for and is there anything throughout the process that you would recommend Cobb continue to do? Any positive experiences that you've had?
Well, I'm very pleased for whatever it may be worth that we're having this discussion now. It does show good faith. And I'd like to always believe that good faith is formed by, good intentions. And, I think the county's done probably a lot right. It just happens to be the one interaction that I had was just disappointing. So I really would not be the one to speak in depth of what the county may be doing right or wrong. You asked about my experience. I had to give it to you. And, it's where I was just disappointed and walked away. And as a Cobb County resident and very active in the county, I just felt like this isn't how it's supposed to play out.
So is there a process improvement in there that you see?
Well, I will say I'm eagerly seeking to reengage. The entity that I was working through, I have entirely sold off my interest in that entity and now have a new company. So Real-Time Feedback, as I've introduced myself to be, is a newer technology entity. And I have been speaking with individuals within the county. But again, by the fact that I'm even speaking with individuals within the county and speaking about my services, the fact that there is no RFP, RFQ process, it's sort of like I'm scratching my head because there's the need. The need's been identified. I've been speaking with the technology director of the county, and the directors acknowledged that need to be there. I've spoken with the communications director. He's identified the need. And I just find it funny that here it is, I'm addressing a need. They're acknowledging the need exists. I'm fortunate, and I'll even say for that matter, blessed to be in conversation, but I find it funny that there is no posted RFQ for this service right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Barry.
You're welcome.
Would anyone else like to share or introduce themselves? Stephanie Taylor, would you like to introduce yourself or share your experiences?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stephanie Taylor. I'm actually with Cobb County Department of Transportation. I'm the small business liaison over here. So I am on this call just to hear about the experiences of small businesses and to just think about different ways that we can help clarify how to do business with Cobb County. I wanted to ask if it's okay to post a response to the BidNet Direct comments in the chat.
You can drop, some clarity or direct respond
it
to
is.
those comments within the chat. Yes. All right.
But I'm here at DOT to assist and help clarify how to do business with Cobb County. I came out of the Procurement Services Department and am happy to assist. Thanks.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. Anyone else? Jerry Fountain, would you like to introduce yourself or provide your experiences?
Thank you, Trinity. I'm an architect and I have worked with Cobb County and listening to all the comments, I believe Miss Brown probably hit the nail on the head. Mostly it's you're going to get business with Cobb County if you work your tail off. It's getting to know people. It's getting involvement with the chamber. Just 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 bird dogging it. Just getting to know the people um, that will make the decisions and are the change makers. And I know sometimes it's a little hard, but it's just is the point of just being in business. It's the ones who work the hardest tends to get the reward. Now, are there ways to do things better? Sure, and this is a great opportunity to get feedback from some folks. But Cobb County, in my opinion, of all the counties in the Metro Atlanta area, is probably the most open and the most easiest to deal with. Uh, and that's coming from a 40 plus year resident of Cobb County too. So thank you for the time and thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you, Jerry, for sharing. Anyone else would like to share? Harold Muhammad, would you like to introduce yourself or share your experiences? Um, Miss Elson, would you like to introduce yourself or share your experiences? And if you don't feel comfortable or cannot speak, please feel free to use the chat as well. I see some people have been utilizing. Um, Phil Barnett, I see you have joined us again. Would you like to share and introduce yourself?
How you doing, Miss? This is Phil Barnett, Images Enterprises. I just wanted to make a clarification from yesterday. When I said I've been through this diversity study 3 times, it wasn't in Cobb County. It was GDOT, City of Atlanta, and this one. So this is my 3rd time. So I just wanted to be clear. And I used to work for Cobb County, the water department, right? So I know what the climate is here. So I was straightforward yesterday, and I'm going to be straightforward today. So I took a deep dive last night to find the commissioner's opinion about why we don't have a diversity program here in Cobb County. And she was blunt about it. So I'm going to return the favor. So basically she was saying, if you don't have the talent and you can't afford to be in Cobb County doing work, then we shouldn't have that diversity program. I'm just giving you a roundabout to what she was saying. So we got 5 commissioners. There should be 5 commissioners on this phone. I know Miss Lisa Cupid, chairwoman, she's bringing this forth, which is a good move. But I've been in Cobb County for 15 plus years, and there's a system here that hasn't been tapped into or broken yet. So I'm glad you're doing the study, but once we get, like I said yesterday, the funding for our DBEs, MBEs, and just business owners in general, and do it the right way, you're gonna see progress. And if we got DOT on the line right now, I think I have her information, but DOT can speak to it. How many millionaires have Cobb County created through this workforce that are DBEs and MBEs? And at the time when it was building the stadium, the Brave Stadium, how many millionaires were created? If we don't pull the numbers, because I can voice my opinion and I can be the guy that's the guy that sounds upset, but you got professionals here that know how Cobb County is playing. How many millionaires are being created on the skyline of the city of Atlanta and Cobb County? So we can divide it up, but it's enough money to go around, but I don't see the millionaires being created, the business owners, right? So folks are afraid. This is another thing. Folks are afraid to step up to the plate, right? But I live here in Cobb County. I know how Cobb County works. I know the dealings. I know the big boy players. I get it. And I'm not at every counter, every seat, but I know there's not a fair shake happening. So I'm speaking for the folks that are afraid. I'm speaking for the folks that I don't want to tread those water. But I used to be a lifeguard, so I'm gonna swim in the deep waters for y'all. I'm explaining to the folks, if there's not money allocated for that 10, 20% on that first part of the project, right now, we just gave you guys some funding to do a study that you already got. You already have the answers because I was sitting at the table with you guys already. And I'm glad you still doing it. But I'm just saying that we have to have a real conversation. And like I told you yesterday, I have the answers for this. I'm willing to bet everything that I have. I'm putting everything on the line that I can solve this problem legally if you listen to what I got to say. Don't hear me. Don't get your feelings into it. Listen to what I'm saying, because we only have a short amount of time to get this wealth in order. This is a short period. So I know I can get long-winded sometimes, and some folks get the feathers in a bunch, but I'm letting you know I'm here, boots on the ground, and I'm speaking for the people that don't have the voice. I'm speaking for the people that are afraid. I'm speaking for the people that just don't know what they don't know, right? And nobody's going to give you a $10 million project. It doesn't work that way. And yeah, you have to, mix and mingle, but listen, Cobb County and the folks that's been doing business here in the metro Atlanta, they've been eating too long. They've been at the table too long, and nobody ever stepped to these folks and said, hey, listen, let me get a piece of the pie. I'm not asking for crumbs. I'm not asking to sit at the table. I want a piece of the pie. I want to know how it tastes. And I'm doing this for the 15-year-olds that are never going to be in this room. I'm doing it for the people who saying, I don't want to leave their 9 to 5 to say, hey, let me step out of bounds, right? Because you guys are going to get a check at the end of the week or every 2 weeks. But a business owner, I mean, we paying for supplies, we paying for daycare, we paying for healthcare. That's what's on the line. And we should not be supporting or taking the brunt of these projects. It's the small business that keeps America running. But if we don't show up to work, if we don't have our guys on this job, you're not going to have a building. If you don't have that architect, that engineer, that mechanical engineer, your plumbers, your electricians, if you don't have any of those folks, if they can't afford to be on your job, who are you going to have do it? So it's time for Cobb County to step up, right? And I'm talking like this because I know what happens when you keep your mouth shut.
Mr. Burnett,
Yes.
interject here for a second. Do you have a specific or a set of specific process improvements that you are recommending?
Yeah, I've been recommending it. We could talk about it now, or we can talk about it later. You can call me, sit down, we can meet a location, you can videotape it. I'm letting you know I know how it works because other cities are doing it. We're 10 years behind schedule. Why are we talking about diversity in 2024? It's not logically, it doesn't make sense. If we're the progressive Cobb County, if we're all one Cobb County, right? I'm not shunning away from this because that's what King was fighting for. That's what
you not to shun away from it. The purpose of this meeting today, this public meeting, is for people to go on the record and give some specific recommendations and some specifics about their experiences doing business, attempting to do business. And if they haven't, why not? And so I understand the big picture that you're giving, but when we whittle that all down, what is your process improvement that you're recommending?
specifically right now, you can go to Bank of America, you can go to Wells Fargo, you can go to Truist and say you three guys partner up, put $10 million in the pot. Anytime you have a professional that needs help on their projects financially, they can take from that pot. Once they take from that pot, so it's a paid when paid game right now. So once they take from that pot, you're liable for that money. So now when you get paid from your big 10 boys, now you can pay that back. So now you got money funding your projects because the big boys are not going to do it. That's one. Two, remove.
Let me stop you there. Are you suggesting, just want to clarify that. Are you suggesting that, I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. When someone has a contract with Cobb County, that they can, in essence, finance that contract through a bank because of a relationship that Cobb County has set up with that bank?
Correct. Yes, ma'am. City of Atlanta is doing it. They're doing it in Florida. They're doing it in Detroit, and they're doing it overseas. That's one way. You could take that note, and you can call a regional manager for Truist because they know already. I was at the table with them, and they had like I think it was this is before the pandemic. My guy sits on the board, and they had a set of money. It was over like $600 million, and then I asked them, "Where's the ARC?" I think it's called ARC. It's an ARC Community Investment Fund, CIF, I think it is. Sorry, but they didn't want to give me the paperwork. By law, they're supposed to give me the paperwork, right? And they couldn't tell me where the money went to for 30168. This is all on record right now. I'm talking about. So it works because they have the funding for it. We shouldn't be taking our investments and our kids' trust fund money and putting up a mortgage, taken from the mortgage to fund these projects. The second thing is, I believe remove paid when paid. Remove it. Because if you're big enough to play this game, if I got to bring $10 million worth of insurance with an umbrella, as same as the GC, they should have enough funding to pay me, whether it's 30 days or 60 days. I shouldn't be going 90 to 120. Right. So now they're going to start saying, well, this is not corporate welfare.
About paid when paid, you're talking about large construction projects?
Yes. All the way around. It doesn't even have to, it could be for the professionals, the lawyers, the engineers, right? Because I'm boots on the ground, but you have other professionals. It shouldn't be a paid when paid, because that screws everybody up. You know, it doesn't hold everybody accountable. And if you want a third one, I can give you a third one real quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll take the third one before we move to give someone else an opportunity.
Okay, the third one is, and I've been saying this for the last 15 years, we need to focus on our young boys and girls, right? I get it. Everybody wants to go to college. I love it. Join the fraternities, sororities. I love it. Become alumni. I love it. But when you can't flush your toilet bowl, you're going to need a plumber. Everybody's not going to college. You need an electrician. You need the painter. So for the love of me, I don't know why the local schools are not saying, let's get the trades back into, because the 50-year-olds plus, they're retiring and no one's teaching these kids anything. They got the telephone and you know, but I reached out to the principals, South Cobb, Pebblebrook, just because it's close. And it's almost like you got to go through 36 chambers in order to get to the right person. So Cobb County reaches out to the Board of Ed, which has the power to include these trades. And I'm not just talking construction. I'm talking about chef. I'm talking about the movie. The movie game right now here in Cobb County is zilch. Lionsgate is 12 minutes away from us. Why Pebblebrook and South Cobb children they don't have a liaison, right? So this is not about me. I'm going to be all right. I'm talking about the future of how things are going to operate, because IA is not going to catch up. IA is not going to be available to do construction. It's not going to, Mr. Dynamics is not going to let that happen right now. I'm just saying we have the power, the opportunity to make it right and play catch up. Not for the wealth. We're never going to catch up to the wealth. I'm just talking about the situation that we're in right now. We're 10 years behind. So I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Those were very helpful suggestions. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else? I think I have gone down through the list of everyone here.
Rita, is your hand still up? Yeah.
Yes, can I speak?
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, I just remembered the DOAS is called the Georgia Marketplace, and it's so hard to access. You can't see anything. You know, you go I bid for a huge bid, and I couldn't see they said it was a non-responsive because I missed some paperwork. But to my knowledge, I put every paperwork, uploaded them. But it's there.
Was this for a Cobb
No,
County?
no, Cobb County.
Oh,
It was
okay,
for Georgia. It was the Georgia Marketplace. So I will go back to another gentleman that mentioned that about BidNet. So whenever you are Cobb County, or I don't know, Clayton County, I don't know about Cobb County bid. Other counties, Fulton counties, when BidNet comes in the picture, I signed up for BidNet, but you have to pay $9.99 to get the advanced bid to look at. So I don't have $9.99 for every BidNet. There's so many companies to pay to look at the bids. So I usually go to the county, Fulton County. They tell me to go to BidNet, and BidNet called me a few times, said, hey, do you want to upgrade your membership? I said, no, I can't afford. I can't even afford grocery. I've been pushing. I never get a bid. They knock us down. Even I bid hundreds in Gwinnett County, but they the problem here is they put all the bits together like gloves, thousands of cases. I said, can I bid part? No. Even advertising with Georgia Marketplace, it's the whole thing is the whole system has a big loophole and hurdles. So
I want to make sure we're digesting because I hear a couple of points in there.
yes,
So it sounds like one of your points is that by Cobb County using BidNet, that BidNet charges.
every county.
Well, we're talking about Cobb County. That's
Yes,
where
ma'am.
I'm today. That for Cobb County, that them using BidNet, there's a charge for you to pull those bids out. And that, and then your second point is about
The bids are too large.
that
They
they're
can
too
break,
large
yes,
and you need smaller chunks in order to bid. That you
yes.
see that they could be unbundled. Okay.
Yeah, unbundled, everything, advertising, promotional, with I'm talking about Georgia Marketplace in general. They condense everything together.
Right. And remember, we're not talking about Georgia. I want to be clear. Today we're talking
yes, ma'am.
about County
Yes, ma'am.
who uses BidNet, not Georgia Market. We're not talking about Georgia Marketplace. You're talking about BidNet, right?
Yes, ma'am. So what happens if the bid is broken down, like Cobb County has a lot of schools, they buy gloves, the post office, they break it down in small, so small mamas and papas store can get some bid if it's broken down into small portion. And that's it. Thank you so much for taking my comments.
Thank you for sharing. Barry Love, I see your hand raised.
Yes, thank you once again. Just an additional quick comment I would offer was I was giving some thought to other counties that I've had the opportunity and pleasure to work within. And I understand this is all about Cobb, but in relating Cobb to other counties, many other counties actually who are even smaller than Cobb have what I'm going to call a contracting liaison, somebody who does not represent a particular division or department, but is able to help give direction. So there's a bid being a bid that's open or a posting, shall we say. Someone who I can actually call and who can guide you through a process and say, here's where you may stand. Just having an individual to call upon, I think would be helpful. And I'm just referencing again other counties where I'll see a posting, can comply with the posting, but at the same time, we'll pick up a phone and say, is there any insight you can offer? Is there a particular need that goes beyond what may be printed in the posting? Just, I think that would be helpful for a county the size of Cobb.
All right, thank you for sharing. Is there anyone that hasn't had the opportunity to introduce themselves or share their experiences that would like to go next? All right. If not, then that will conclude our meeting for today. Again, we do have our survey up right now, which I dropped in the chat. That will be up until next week. So we encourage you to take the survey. Oh, sorry, I see your hand raised.
Greetings, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing
Thanks for
fine.
joining us today.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Akua Aqua, and I am the owner of the braiding studio. So I specialize in gentle hair braiding techniques. So the first thing I noticed when I got on the Zoom call is Trinity, your beautiful braid that you have in your hair. Yes, ma'am. And I also am with the protocol department for the Nation of Islam, Cobb County Study Group, where we focus on self-improvement, the basis of community development. I personally have not worked with Cobb County through with the braiding studio. I do look forward to tapping into the resources that Cobb County has. I would love to partner with any outreach programs as well through my business, the braiding studio, as well as through our Cobb County Study Circle with throughout the nation, with the Nation of Islam as well, where again, like I said, we focus on self-improvement, and that being the basis of community development. So thank you, Trinity Williams, and I believe Roger Ball was spoke earlier, and Michelle Jenkins as well for facilitating this meeting today, where we could at the least be exposed to other businesses as well. So I look forward to working with the businesses even on the call today. I love the information that I think her name was Little Brown gave. Even Jerry Fontaine gave great information, and Barry Love, he also mentioned just being thankful to have this platform today. Phil Barrett, he gave some amazing information. And I loved how Rita, I think her name Dannenberg, she said mama and papa businesses. I love how she used that reference. So again, thank you for the opportunity. And I do look forward to just tapping into the resources that Cobb County offers. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us today.
Ma'am, thank you.
All right, anyone else before we conclude the meeting?
And
Okay.
Ms. Strong, I want to know if you guys are going to reach out. I want to know if you guys are going to reach out to me.
Well, I did send everyone who participated in yesterday's public hearing an email. If you would like us to interview you one-on-one, please let me know. We can do that before we wrap up our anecdotal evidence collection. I don't know if you saw that email that I sent yesterday, but I'll be sending another one today for everyone participating. So we'll have our resources. Again, the survey is up. You can put the study email in there. You can provide testimonies through the study email or ask any questions. And I put the website in there as well. So we also have anecdotal interviews and focus groups going on right now. Those are randomly selected. So if you do hear from our study team, please reach back out to us and participate in those. But yes, I will be reaching out to everyone participating in these events. So
Do you think you have enough information right now, or you're going to need to extend this study to get what you actually need to report back to the city?
well, we are still in the process of collecting anecdotal evidence. So like I said, we have the survey up, the focus group. So we're still in the process of collecting the information from the community.
Thank you.
And if you would like to email me personally, I'll drop my email as well in here. But yeah, again, if you would like for us to interview you, if you would like for us to go to your organization, provide opportunities for your membership to have, something like this to provide their testimonies, we can do that as well. Just let me know. But yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you.